Hello and welcome to the Black Box. This is an imperial prison built on a volcano surrounded by deadly fumes making escape next to impossible. This fortress of obsidian is run by a small group of devoted clones led by Commander Amy. You can see her there in the red armor. The Black Box is used to punish a wide variety of prisoners in a very specific way, by making them gain a ridiculous amount of fat using a vast array of hypertech foods that are specifically designed to put more and more pounds onto anyone daring to consume it. First prisoner here, Sarah is a relic collector that has been imprisoned for an absurd amount of tax fraud. She stole more money than an entire small city makes in a year. With her black market dealings, she has stolen the wealth of the land and deserves to be punished as such. The High Court has determined that she will be imprisoned and made immobile by fattening in the Black Box. Prisoner 2 is Millie. She's a crime syndicate leader who has trafficked drugs and even people off and on world. Her dealings have poisoned the people of many cities, and in her wake left hundreds addicted to luciferium, a drug whose addiction can only be solved with death. Even now, the Empire is attempting to supply luciferium doses to her victims in order to keep them alive. The damage to the wealth of the nation and to the lives of its people are immeasurable. Lastly, the most important prisoner in the box is Aine. She is the former disgraced baroness of an imperial region. She is charged and convicted of treason by the emperor himself. Her crimes include mass corruption and misuse of imperial funds from the treasury. Her actions lead to a mass famine in her region that had millions starve. The emperor demanded that she be fed until she has eaten all of the food her citizens never could, so she could finally feel the weight of her sins. With our little intro out of the way, let's get down to the mechanics. As you know from the video's title, we will be using the RimRound mod. But this time, we will be trying the prisoner mechanics, so I have this little lineup of 3 of them. We will be setting each prisoner to the fatten setting, where the guards will convince the prisoner to eat more and feed them more often. In the social screen, you are actually able to see the conversations they have, and how it sometimes boosts their mood with some kind of mentality of, well, at least I get to enjoy some food, it seems. It is actually very well made. As for the actual feeding schedule and hunger module down here, I have a bit of trouble of setting it up. I think there's some inbuilt safety that I could not totally figure out even after all this time, but I manage. So I will not only be increasing their dosage of food, but also increasing the actual size of the food they eat, going from regular meals to more and more massive ones, and then to the hyper-fattening gluttonium stuff that you will see later. As for our little crew of clones, they are pretty much perfect. Each of them has body mastery, so they don't sleep or eat. They all have skills in everything and an okay weapon with recon armor. We do actually need the defense since all this expensive tech is adding to the colony value, making raids more and more massive. Oh yeah, by the way, thanks for watching. These RimWorld videos are quite hard to make, so I would very much appreciate an algorithm boost, and you can do that by liking and leaving a comment. Thanks. So with that bit of setup out of the way, here we go. We will be delivering food directly into their prison cell and stacking it in this orientation. Right next to the chair, where they will take from the 10 stacked trays of meals and stack up the empty plates on the long obsidian table over there. These are just normal meals for now. They are quite well made and extremely tasty, and for RimWorld perspective, they hold a nutritional value of 1, meaning you just need one to survive a whole day. As you may expect, our prisoners here will not be stopping on just 1 meal per day. I like to think that Amy here told Sarah to just let loose since the meals will be replaced instantly as she brings in another full tray. And Sarah here will demonstrate what pushing past the limit does when you eat 2 times your daily calories in one sitting. Yeah, doing this makes you too stuffed to move at all and in extreme pain as you pack and weigh too much food into your stomach. This is exactly what we want, as doing this makes the stomach stretch out and be able to take in more and more food in the future. Not to mention the extra weight that is piling on from the raw amount of fat that is consumed. But the weight gain is a slow and delicate process, for now at least. As for the cooking, I am doing a lot of it. I am setting up a bunch of calorie bombs for the future basically when you see the meals change. They will pretty much be triple the calories of the last time, so we will go from 5 meals per day to the equivalent of more than 50 meals a day and so on. Until we get to the gluttonium-enriched stuff, that stuff has enough calories packed in it to be the equivalent of a month of food for a normal person. Oh, and here comes a raid. It's just a random dude. I like to think that this is a family member of a prisoner who desperately tried to free their loved one from their blubbery fate in the black box and braved the lava fields and sulfuric fumes to get here. Well, sir, no luck to you, Commander Amy will be going out with her guards in black armor to shoot him down. As this is a restricted area, and getting here without permission means to be shot on sight. So we will make good on that promise. Okay, maybe he was just high out of his mind. I mean, the dude brought a knife and a stack of smoke leaf to try and pretty much raid Area 51 here. No, I was thinking we have high-tech weapons and armor, so we should be the top predators here, you know, so I set up the hunt order to gather more meat. But I have forgotten that the top predator of the land down under is here on the volcano and does not give a damn. I was a fool to challenge the mighty emu with something trivial as a fully automatic gun. They are war veterans that eat bullets for breakfast. Well, Moth will survive this fight, and she even gets a cool scar across her eye to tell the story of how she defeated the mightiest beast on the volcano. Good job, Moth. Everyone is very proud of how brave you were. She will be getting proper medicine done by a proper doctor. She is in no danger of dying here, unlike the mighty beast she defeated. Oh, for the love of all that is flabby and round, Ash, what are you? Not another emu. Oh wow, now that is how you handle an emu attack. She just one-punched the poor thing. Good job. Do you like my collection of cows? Don't worry, they are well fed at all times and kept warm in their pen. Anyway, we are about to have 3 more. So far I have only been giving Sarah lots more food and telling her to eat more. It's time to expand to Millie. I actually equipped some of them with random high-tech weight gain gear to make the process smoother, and so we can see the effects of what it can do. As you can see, both of them are really starting to pig out more now. So I like to think that they were hesitant at first, but in time were convinced by the guards to just enjoy themselves and let loose completely and just bask in the sheer gluttony of it all. And at this point for them, it's set in that they are trapped and might as well do what the guards want them to do. So yeah, Millie has equipped the Novatech Hyperbelt. The thing is the perfect glutton equipment, as it massages the belly, allowing it to pack in more food, while also stimulating her hunger, making her always hungry for more. If you noticed, that is actually the reason she was starting to be malnourished. The belt was constantly making her more hungry to the point her body started to starve, even if she was eating a normal amount of food. Here you can see, for example, Moth constantly talking to Sarah, trying to convince her to eat more by encouraging her to take it easy, or asking her preferences so they can cook specific meals for her, and similar methods to try and make them willingly gain weight. RimWorld is a storytelling game, and just scrolling trough these entries you can write up 100 different weight gain stories about just the 2 of them. Such a fascinating game that I always loved and was always terrible at since I could not invest more time. Also, Commander Amy shows the crew how to handle an emu attack. Nice. It's the next day now, and after a full day of stuffing to the point they feel like bursting, Sarah and Millie have officially become thick, meaning they surpassed 60 kilos, and they are going beyond that today. Compared to them, Ain is just nibbling a bit on the food, but that is fine because we have something much more intense for her. Also, I should mention both Sarah and Millie are actually into gaining weight, so it is easy to convince them to do this, but Ain is very much opposed and disgusted. Was not sure what exactly this impacts beyond just their mood, so I put in both extremes to see what happens. Here is a little montage of the clones working on keeping their prisoners happy and fed. As you may notice, Sarah is constantly eating too much to even move and needs to be helped to the bed, while Millie uses her belt to have no issues at all and eat even more. Technology is truly amazing. How then, since Ain is being very stubborn and uncooperative, we have decided to take more drastic measures and help her out. And by that I mean install a hunger implant into her brain, then install an industrial metabolizer in her stomach, and then a deranged AI chip in her brain that will constantly give her thoughts of hunger and weight gain. Hopefully, this will finally convince her to eat more. And it looks like Moth will be performing the medical operations for this. Of course, it's the one with the emu scar across her eye. Who else would have a revoked medical license? But yes, she is qualified to do this, not like it is going to make anyone healthier, but everyone here is qualified to patch up combat wounds. So they are working in shifts. Izumi is taking over and finishing up with the Archaeotech metabolizer. And you can see the stats those two items give. They are truly something. I would say they make you twice the fat ass you were just a moment ago, allowing you to digest whole meals in minutes and gain even more fat out of them. Also, it seems to be reducing stomach pain from fullness, allowing for even more stuffing. I think this is the peak of the artificial organ collection. Look at Sarah there. Not to be beaten by technology, she has become chubby by her own raw gluttony, even surpassing Millie, who has been relying on her belt. She has now reached 90 kilos, and with her stretched out gut from constantly stuffing herself to bursting, she is able to handle bigger and bigger meals, so her weight gain is not going to slow down. She has now doubled her starting capacity, even beating the hyperbelt's capabilities. The perks I am picking on her are mostly weight gain amplification and digestion speed. He's not stopping at all. Look at her go, reaching the corpulent size, meaning the multiplied her weight by 3 times in just a few days. Okay, maybe I helped since I switched out her meals for the huge variant, making them 3 times more fattening, haha. Come on, what did you expect from me to not see a perfect glutton and enable her to enjoy herself? Yeah, so since she is such a good little glutton, I am giving her our best weight gain suit. It is the Novatech Proto Suit. It is actually a super soldier prototype that was intended to suppress all hunger, but instead it made the user hungry beyond comprehension, making them gain insane amounts of weight. I assume that this is the technology the clones are using to suppress their own hunger and need for sleep, but just perfected and not defective like this thing. The new power-up Sarah quickly reaches the next level of enormity called just fat. Also, I noticed that the prisoner bed's texture always seems to hide the whole body, so I will be removing the beds. They won't impact their mood at all pretty much, since we will be going beyond the need for any mood soon enough. Anyway, we will now be able to see them while sleeping too, instead of them turning invisible. So yes, Sarah does not really need a door anymore. I find it hard to imagine her fitting trough there by her sheer girth. As she continues to glut herself every hour of the day, she quickly reaches the obese stage. So yeah, I did edit the mod a bit from here, but the good news is that I won't need to use censored over the whole screen this time. Hopefully this looks better since they have their own personalized bars this time. Also, I am pretty sure Sarah's massive belly is touching the floor and is completely on the table when she stuffs herself. It's a very nice image. Let's see how far our glutton gets and if the others will start catching up soon. Here we go as her tight-knit gut finally fully slips out and in front of her on the floor. Always completely filled to the brim, stretched out to its maximum capacity, she has finally reached the stage where there is nothing that can actually contain her colossal belly. Millie is also following in her earth-sharing footsteps as she reaches the corpulent stage, becoming noticeably wider and plumper, while Ain is still trailing very far behind them. For the moment, Sarah has her absolute dominance in the race to the fattest. It's time for another attack, this time a raid by tribals. These can sometimes be dangerous if the colony wealth is beyond comprehension, since they could throw hundreds of attackers at us, but it seems to be fine. Since they are preparing to attack, I will use our mortars to bombard them, since I can, while getting ready with our kill squad in front. Oh yeah, Moth and her terrible luck. She was hit by friendly fire from a sniper that destroyed her left kidney. Incredible. Well, I did capture one of our attackers alive, so we may have a solution for that problem. Wait, did I actually just miss the fact they attacked from two sides? Wow, I am really terrible at this game. Oh my god, why do I suck so much? I even let them get into melee range. How am I this bad? I mean, yes, I did all of this on purpose to add more action and drama to the video. So, how will Moth hurt herself this time? How will N2 manage to screw up again? And will Censored show up to make fun of me? Find out next time on RimRound. We see Commander Amy herself desperately keeping our new prisoner alive, well, at least long enough to extract the kidney they owe us. Well, she still refuses to use our actual medicine stores and basically treats her with the spare tools we have lying around. Anyway, it's good enough as we will be getting our hands on that organ. Don't worry, Moth, we are not going to abandon you. Your donor is ready, and we are about to extract what we need from them. Let's hope everything goes as planned, and our unlucky little clone fully recovers from her incredible misfortune. You may know what this is. I would rather not say. Let's just say it's not the healthiest place to live, next to a constantly running geothermal generator. The temperatures in this room reach triple digits and not the survivable kind. So yeah, our clones are pissed at this attack, as am I, so no mercy for them. They get the cruelest room in the box for the shortest time possible. Rest in piss, you won't be missed, bozo. On the other hand, I do feel really bad for Moth. But we spared no expense and she will recover with her new kidney. She is currently resting and recovering. So yeah, with that out of the way, let's get back to our cows. Sarah has become quite the massive one during this whole mess. Looks like she was eating constantly in overstuffed bliss while the clones were fighting and Moth was fighting for her life. Must be nice just waking up, stuffing yourself to the limit, and going back to sleep in a huge food coma without a worry in the world. Not to be outdone by the massive Sarah, who can put her belly across the entire double-wide table. Millie has not been slacking, as she was constantly snacking, entering the fat stage now, and starting to spill out of her clothes as they are stretched to the limit, just like her gut under them. Okay, so I was just working on some housekeeping and cleaning around the base, and this drop pod raid landed right into our kitchen. That's really something. My guess is that they were targeting the most expensive piece of equipment we have, and it is the gluttony fabricator right there. Needless to say, I won't let them destroy or take that thing and get out alive. But yeah, I remembered to start recording again after they crashed-troughed the roof. Yeah, it's some real close quarters fighting, and we are not bad at melee, but I don't have an actual melee fighter with a shield and relic sword. So we will just be concentrated firing trough the door right here until they all die. I love my gluttony fabricator, but in the end it's just a machine. I am not putting anyone in danger to save it. So our armor did a very good job this time, and there were not friendly fire incidents, so we just got a few cuts, no actual problems. Oh right, Hetty over there just had a sad wander, probably due to the mass death we had to inflict. Clones are patriots and soldiers, but I think that clan just did not know better and attacked us, so she is sad due to the turn of events, but she will recover in time, also the mountain of corpses that probably did not help. As for the raiders, I like to think they were just raiders that were after our powerful technology we have from the Empire. They just locked into our gigantic energy signature and landed right on it in hopes of stealing it. It's funny, if they missed by one wall, they would have landed right on top of our mortar shells and exploded instantly. That would have been funny to see. Let's get back to our prisoners. So Sarah is massive as always, but you can see Millie's belly is starting to touch the floor as she has been very busy filling it up as much as possible. But now is the time to start working on Ain. We will be switching out her regular food for something far more fattening. From now on, anything she eats will be enhanced by gluttonium. This will make her waistline expand by the day at incredible speeds. Now still hurt, we see Bella carrying something very special for Ain that will seal her fate as an absolute glutton and fat-ass. It is indeed the legendary Never Stop cake. If you have seen the last time I used this thing, you may remember that it helped our mechanoid master actually become fatter than a tank. So yeah, that's the plan here too. Let's make us a gigantic baroness. Her second cake has hit Ain. She is about to double in weight. So yeah, Amy went and got Ain the second one on top of HTE, first sealing her fate as a Never Stop cake addict. She will now be helpless to resist eating this thing and basically double her weight each day with the help of our other massively caloric food we are about to feed her. Due to having a different body build than the others, being more top-heavy, naturally Ain's weight has spread out in a very different direction than Sarah or Millie. Very interesting to see the different types possible in RimRound. But yeah, she is very much more spherical and blobby, unlike the other two who are more curvy and flowing. It's a bit hard to explain, but you can see them for yourself. It's a bit later, and I finally connected the room next to them, and we get to see what it does. But before we get to that, I finally increased Millie's food to something far more substantial. She is now eating the lard burgers. And those things each have enough calories to feed a normal person for basically half a year. So you will see her balloon at incredible speed as the clones build up the feeding tube infrastructure. I have not been using or filling the tank yet, but that will be the finale, and we will soon get there. Yeah, Millie is packing away those burgers like they are nothing. Looks like she has been waiting for this all along, and has finally blossomed into an incredible glutton that surpasses Sarah. She seems to have a similar body type to Sarah, so I imagine they are rivals in some strange way. Well, I would say that her rivals are the cows next door, but yet she has clearly outgrown them. Maybe soon she will outgrow all of them combined too. There we go, Millie has just become heavier than far fatter than Sarah just from those 8 burgers. Her curves spread across the floor, finally grounding her to it, and making her fully immobile, not just when she is stuffed to the limit, but the whole time from the weight alone. Those belly folds look incredibly soft to the touch. She has pretty much become her own blobby bed, and I bet she is actually quite comfortable like that now. Her size now is enormous, and that means that she has reached beyond 500 kilograms, and that is incredible. Oh yeah, right, Ain is being constantly fed now via feeding tube, and the clones constantly processing food into basically pure fattening sludge for her to constantly consume. She is constantly fed with gluttonium-enriched caloric sludge. Her massive fat grows beyond comprehension in her very wide, bloby figure. Unlike the others, her belly looks like it's constantly overfilled, and it very much is from the feeding tube constantly making her full. Oh, look at that! It seems the constant feeding tube was not enough for Bella, as she decided to bring Ain something incredibly fattening from the food storage and feed it directly to her by hand. Well, I won't stop her, so let's see how much of an impact that has. Yep, quite something. And looks like Hattie had the same idea, just with Millie so many little feeders in the clone gang. The Baroness is growing out of control now due to the combination of tube feeding along with the extreme calorie bombs the clones throw in there for good measure. As you can see, her curves are getting quite intense, and the room is getting way too small for her now. Well, it's a good thing we have those extra large warehouses right above her room, almost like I knew this would happen. Hey, look at that! Sarah finally managed to catch back up to Millie. Oh wait, never mind, Millie just entered a new stage of glorious fatness. That sagging belly is truly something. She is flooding the room in her own fat now. Truly incredible. Here we are at the finale. Well, we moved Ain into the larger room, but I am pretty sure it won't be enough for what we are about to do. So while up to now we had but a small trickle of the hyper-dense nutrients from the feeding tube, at this point we have the full storage. The Emperor's command to feed her exactly what the people could not is now a reality. In that gigantic tank is pure fattening concentrate, concentrated 10 times for maximum potency. This is the amount of food the starving masses she failed to feed required, just concentrated down to its most fattening elements, and poured right into her stomach for near instant digestion thanks to her archaeotech. So then let's see just how fat she can possibly get. What do you think? How large is she going to be at the end of the video? Well, let's find out. Well, I mean, she is touching the obsidian wall with her belly now, so I would like to imagine that it is blobing everywhere into the room and spreading outward. Maybe I should have built a bigger room, haha. Oh well, let's continue and see just how much more she can handle. Yep, there she goes, right off the wall. Oh well, hopefully this does not break the immersion too much for you. It would be incredible if the walls pushed back or broke, but it is what it is. It still looks awesome. There looks like Millie is not quite done yet as she crams down the rest of the now spoiling food due to the heat. Maybe the guards told her that the heat wave will do that, and she crammed as much of it as she could in her titanic gut. Maybe she could even catch up to that mountain of lard up there. Maybe we should help her along with Sarah with a bit of the fattening fluid too. Yeah, let's do that. Seems like a fun thing. Let them all grow together. There's not much left to say. All three of them are becoming absolutely massive behemoths of fat, with Ain being the lard mountain. I will shut up for a few minutes and let you enjoy the view as I click around for some stats you may find interesting. So yeah, see you at the end of the video when we see how fat they get. There we go. If you were betting on her belly hitting the mountain wall over there, yep, you would be very right. Her belly does indeed reach the mountain wall as our fattening liquid runs out. So hope you enjoyed this little RimRound episode. Again, not really good at this RimWorld stuff in general, but maybe you liked an aspect of the video. Please give me some direction if you liked something from here or not. Maybe I will never get to the RimWorld storyteller level, but I always at least want to improve when making these.